Hello YouTube and welcome to my channel eddieinreadingland. My name is Eddie and today I'm bringing you my favorite depictions of the Two of Swords. Okay guys, so like I said in the introduction, today I'm gonna bring you my favorite depictions of the Two of Swords from the deck that I currently own. I'm really excited about this one because the next one that I'm going to do is the Three of Swords, and I have two videos prepared for that one. But for the Two of Swords, like always, I have two honorable mentions and then my three favorites. So let's get started. So for the first one, I have the Two of Swords from Tarot of the Abyss by the talented Anna Turian. And the reason why I like this Two of Swords is, and actually this is the only Two of Swords that is based or takes the meaning, takes the depiction from the Rider-Waite myth into account for its representation. The other ones are not in par with that. But I like this one a lot. I love the fact that this person is choosing between what mask to wear, which face to wear, what persona they're going to use to present themselves in whatever situation they have going on. I love that. There is a depiction, since it's a two, you guys will probably know that I like when there is a polarity here, when there's a negative and a positive, or something coming together from two different sides. I love that. I love that. The other thing is that, I don't know if you guys noticed, but one of the masks have its eyes open and the other one has its eyes closed. Now, I like that for various reasons. There is a subconscious trigger, I guess, or a subconscious decision that let us either present ourselves with eyes open to another person, or we purposely close our eyes to other people. What does that mean? To me, there is a, how can I say, you choose who to portray to others. I am one of the people who believe that personas, and Jung spoke about personas before, but I really like the fact that there's we have personas for different situations in our lives. We're not the same. We have a different persona for work. We have a different persona for our family. We have a different persona that we use for our spouse. We have a different persona that we use in public, when we're shopping, when we're in a public place. So there are different things. There are different personas, right? And there is a subconscious change that we make to portray these personas in the various different environments that we have. And this is a good representation of that. Sometimes we choose to open our eyes and be as open and vulnerable in certain situations, and then we close our eyes and we are quite the opposite. We are silent. We are less opinionated. We don't really want to provide an opinion. And that is exactly what this Two of Swords is giving me right now. Now, I do like the Two of Swords depicting a sort of decision-making process, or and not necessarily like this. I actually like more abstract representations of that process, because in your mind it reads more abstract when we're making decisions, right? But I do like the fact that, well, I mean, I just love this deck. It's an incredible deck to use, but there is a detachment here for making decisions, and I like that. The process of making decisions, and I don't know if you guys knew this, but making decisions is actually a skill. It's something that we learn to do better as we go on, and well, hopefully it's something that we learn to do better as we go on in making decisions for ourselves. And this is what I feel represented here. I like the fact that we don't have this crossing of the arms like we have in the Two of Swords, and there is some sort of blindness here because this person is lacking a face, but we do see here that at least this mask has their eyes open, and this one matches the one from the Rider-Waite-Smith. This is I actually I do use this deck. Have I reviewed this deck on the channel? The Tarot of the Abyss. Well, anyway, I do use this deck to read for others. It's wonderful to read for us. It's very insightful, but that's not for this video. This is only an honorable mention because I technically don't really like the depiction of the Rider-Waite-Smith, but from the Inspire reimaging of the Rider-Waite-Smith, this is my favorite depiction of the Two of Swords so far. And then here comes a theme in my Two of Swords that I very much like. The only reason, I'll explain the reason why this is an honorable mention and not my third favorite. This is the Two of Swords from the Monsoon Tarot by Woe Studios. This also depicts the decision-making process. Sometimes, for some of us, decision-making is not as easy. Like I said, it's a skill. It's something that we learn to do. And sometimes when we're trying to make decisions, this happens. There's not really a bind. There is a slight wall or very thin obstacles that feel like they're a lot when decision is being made. I like the fact that I just noticed that this person is actually blinded, so it's interesting because they're palpating to see if they're able to rid themselves of these I guess they're what are they, like stripes or maybe ribbon? Not really sure, but they feel like there's supposed to be an obstacle, and at least she is trying to get rid of it, right? And I love the fact that we have scissors and we have a key here, because one of these tools is going to actually help her make the decision to set herself in the right path, right? So I love that. I love that action. Now, I will say that this card is, you can see better the decision making. There's an action towards making a decision as if she has already made the decision, and I love that about this card because there's an intention here, and I like that. I like that very much. When we are trying to make a decision, there's an intention for us to be better, I hope, when we're trying to make decisions. Now, sometimes we make decisions and we make a mistake and we choose wrong. That's also fine. That's how we grow. That's how we learn. That's why decision making comes down to the swords, to the mind. And I love the fact that it's a 2, because decision making can always go one way or the other, right? And it's most of the time it's 50-50 on what you decide, right? And unfortunately, because time is what it is, we can't really predict very well what is really going to happen, right? Or maybe we can. Some of us are better at predicting things. But I love that there's an intention here, and I actually really like this depiction at all. It's very simple, but it's very to the point, and you can definitely catch many things, and there's symbols enough so that you're able to read this differently with other cards, and very much love that. Love that. The other thing that I like about this card is the yellow. I do equate the air element with yellow, so I very much like that. But moving on to my third, or my third favorite depiction of the Two of Swords in this. And this is the Two of Swords from the Cucolores Tarot by, what are they? What is their name? Masa Kusuki. I love this. I love this. I love this Two of Swords because, again, there's an intention here. And again, we have the scissors. But in this case, we're actually seeing that intention being fulfilled into an action. This person grabbed those scissors and they are now cutting onto the wires of the brain so that they're able to make that decision. Other than intention, there's an action here, and there is development here, and there is a sense of expanding and a sense of taking a chance in this Two of Swords, and I just adore that. That's delicious. Not to mention that this purple, it is a grayish purple, guys. It's not being shown very well in the camera over here, but that is exactly what we need to do to free up the space so that we're able to make a decision. We need to cut those wires because the only people standing against us to make a decision is ourselves. Decision making, it's a very personal, individualistic action, in my opinion. And I know that sometimes we do make choices and we make decisions with other people in our lives, but usually the decision making process is a personal one. But this one, it's just, I love it. I like how the yarn over here with the needles very much represent the mind being focused. Maybe not the best example. Let me tell you what I see in this card better so that you guys understand. I feel like the yarn balls over here are thoughts, and she has decided to compartmentalize these thoughts by pinning them down on the ground. So these thoughts or these ideas or these decisions will be taken into consideration after we make a decision with this one. So it's so good. I love the metaphor here. I love how this decision making over here was unraveled by the mind, and we probably overanalyzed it. We probably there was probably doubt there. There's probably a hint. Maybe we were scared. But now we have made a decision. We grab those scissors and we're gonna cut that yarn. We're gonna cut those wires so that our brain is able to clear out and make the decision. And love that. The other thing that I wanted to point out about this card is that we have the sun over here and we have the moon. And you guys, again, you know that I love polarity in the twos, and this is a great representation of that. I love it. And not to mention that I actually love her hair. It's just so pretty. And you guys know that I love spirals too. So the other thing is that this is a very soothing sort of card. Even though it's quite gray, and even though it's quite decisive, quite intentional, it is quite soothing. To learn that there is a method that we can use, or tools at our disposal that we can use, so that we're able to make better decisions. And this is being portrayed extremely well in this card, so that's why it's my third favorite. Moving on. Here is the Two of Swords from the Guiding Light Tarot by Victoria Iva. Now, like I said, I do tend to prefer more abstract representations of the Two of Swords, actually most of the swords, because we are dealing with the mind, and the mind is such an abstract concept still today for all of us. And when artists are able to depict the decision-making process using minimal symbols and and using symmetry, guys. Look at how delicious this card is in its symmetry. It is just like so good, so good, so good. I love how minimal it looks too. It looks very simple, but there are so many things in this Two of Swords. We have that polarity because we have quite a literal polarity here because we have this line across two swords, and I like that because this is the line between two decisions. Which one is better? We won't know until we choose, right? We don't know until we decide which one is better. Or saying it in a different way, we don't know which decision is going to be best until we actually act upon the choices that we have. So I love that. I'm not very sure if you guys are able to tell, but this sword is actually more solid than this sword. This sword, it's being transparent. So again, there is an intentionality here. There is a show here that this person or whoever is making the decision has already made the decision. There's an intention here. Plus, there's an action. They already made the decision. They're already going through with something, right? Again, love that. And I love that even though this is very abstract, we're able to see that, or at least I am able to see. I should say that would be better. At least I'm able to see it. It's just so delicious, guys. It's fascinating. There is nothing to distract us here, which I also love. There is quite a direct message in this Two of Swords, which I also love. It's so beautiful. It's so simple. It's so on point. It is symmetrical. It is composition genius because however you see this card, you can see duplicity. You can see the polarity in this card however way you choose to see it. You can see it this way and it's there. You can see it this way and it's there. You can see it upside down and it's there. And you can see it this way and it's still there. This is so good. And yes, I'm mostly basing my favoritism in aesthetics on this one, but this is only my second favorite. The first one is the Two of Swords from Terror of the Starbound Fantasia by Taylor Ellis. I mean, guys, come on. This is even better than the one before because this is not only abstract, but it's also expressionistic and it's also filled with symbology and it's also very simple. Well, actually, this is not a very simple design, but the concept is. We see these two swords, which, by the way, are based on Hercules' beetles, with this line across in the middle. And there is this clash here that we're seeing from the decision-making process. I'm not really sure if we're going to be able to see this very well, but the blades of the swords... Oh, damn. Come on, focus. Focus. There we go. The blades of the sword, this one is broken, and it has rain clouds over here. This one is actually quite sharp, and we're seeing white clouds on this one. It's very minute, but there is a tree. Come on, focus. Please focus so that I can show you guys. I don't know if you guys are able to see them, but there are trees over here at the beginning of the blades. I like that because they express growth. And decision making is one of the ways that we're able to grow and develop for ourselves. We make decisions for ourselves, and what is better representation of growth than a tree, or actually a plant? But trees are just stronger, and they have this added meaning of strength and tough and old and everlasting. So I love that. The other thing is that I do like the Hercules beetle for the Two of Swords, because looking at Hercules mythology, Hercules made a lot of decisions in his stories. You can clearly see that, and not to mention that some decisions were made for him as well. So I like that. There's two opposing forces there that work extremely well, even with the mythology. I also like the Hercules beetles because aesthetically they're really pleasing. I'm not scared of bugs. I actually like bugs a lot. And this tarot, all of the swords have bugs on them. Mostly insects. Or maybe they're all insects. I would have to see all the swords again. I think they're all insects, guys. They're based on insects. Anyway, as in any case, love the yellows. This is more like an orangey yellow, but it's still, well, it's a yellow with an orange bias, I guess. And I do like that crossing. It's just so good with the line in the middle. It's just, to me, this is perfect, guys. To me, this is perfection. This encompasses so well the decision making process, or how I see it in my mind. in a illustrated sort of way. But it's so good. It's so good, guys. Come on. This is like the cherry on top of the Two of Swords Sunday. And I'm just gonna be here for a long time just talking about this Two of Swords and just repeating myself. So I'm gonna stop myself before I do that. But yes, that's my favorite representation of the Two of Swords. And I wondered, what is your favorite representation of the Two of Swords? If you want to let me know in the comments below, I'll be happy to read about it and comment with you and have a conversation. Please also let me know which one is your favorite depiction of the Two of Swords ever. I would also like to know that. But as in any case, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next time. Bye, YouTube. I got a pocket full of sunshine. I got love and no one's gonna come on. Yo. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see. Daddy. Vi que tu mirada ya estaba llamándome. Tengo que bailar contigo hoy. Sí, que tu mirada ya estaba. Okay, what am I doing? Two of Swords. Two of Swords. Two of Swords. Okay. Okay.